everyone, welcome back. I am here. I wanted to show you, I don't think I've shown you this yet in the 99.9% completed phase. So I wanted to do that real quick. This video is going to have this, and it's going to have the winter seasonal panel I'm doing. Sorry, words are escaping me, apparently. Oh, goodness, almost choked. Going to be one of those videos. So hang on for the ride. Pull up a project. Join me, please. Okay, so this is my pouch. I tried 3 times to put grommets in here, like large enough grommets to put this hook through. And I couldn't get them to stay. I had a hammer and the grommet thingy, and I couldn't get them to stay. So I had to patch it, and then I had to patch it again. And then the third time I just said, forget it. I took 2 of these buckles. These buckles are the same as this buckle here that allows me to adjust the strap. But I'm trying to undo this so I can show you. There's a metal piece here. Bear with me. There's a metal piece in here that separates so you can fold these through. I just took my pliers and unbent that and took it out of there. So because I didn't have any rings to match this bronzy, whatever they call it, I think it's bronze color of the snaps and the other hardware. So I did that. When I did the strap, I made it too long, of course. So the part that I cut off, I used to make these little straps here to help cover up the 3rd hole I made. And I just patched them on. And this side just happened to match there. This side just happened to have blue on it. Like this is mostly blue. This is pink over here. And then the inside, I didn't really care if it matched or not. So I did that. And I think it'll hold up really well. And if it doesn't, if it falls apart, I know who made it, so I can always patch it up some more. I added some little lace and stuff with the butterfly in this patch here. I don't know if I showed you that before. If I'm repeating any of this, I really apologize. I didn't go back to look at my video. Again, it has the card slots in here. 3 rows of them. You can't tell because the fabric is striped. And they sit down inside, which I like because I don't want my card slots too close to the top here because you don't want them to fall out. I have the zippered pocket, which sits really nicely in there, and then a big pocket in the back. So, and that all came about from just making my lining long enough to be able to fold it up here. And then that gave me 2 finished edges here to stitch my zipper on to. And I was a happy camper that came out good. Came out just right. Now, the only thing I want to do is I have bought some clay. I just haven't had time to play with it. I've been busy moving my craft room from an upstairs bedroom to a basement bedroom. And I think 3 seems to be my number because I've had to move the room around 3 times, and I think, hopefully, that I have it at this point. Oh, the other thing I did was for the strap, I had some, I'm trying to see if I can find it. Here it is. This is a very, as everything tumbles, this is a very lightweight, not thick at all, twill webbing kind of thing. And it's very flimsy, and I didn't like just the tan with it because there really isn't, you know, there's a little creaminess in here, but not a lot. And so I took that and I just covered it with fabric. I did just a loose, very loose, loosey-goosey stitching on it, and it's going to fray, and it's going to, you know, if I have to wash this, I'll probably have to put this in some sort of net bag or rubber band them together so they aren't banging around in my washer and dryer. Oops. Yeah, runaway bead that I have a plan for. And then I have a Bagolini. Bagolini is a brand of nylon bags. They never wear out. I have a few of them, and I can use that thing, lay it on the floor of the car, drag it everywhere with me, and that thing just never wears out. They last for years. Well, it has a nylon neck strap. This one's way more comfortable. And so I just followed, and again, it took me numerous times to get this part right. I wasn't feeling great when I was doing it physically, so I was struggling a little bit, but I hand stitched it and everything. The only thing I machine sewed on this was the zipper, because I want the zipper to hold up. And I did machine sew the sides before I covered them up because it was so bulky. I could not even get my thread through here, even when I put these edging fabrics on. But I'm really excited about using it this spring and summer. So I think it's going to be a great size for me. I have a couple of ideas to make a couple of other pouches and make them useful, but we'll see. That may be either soon or sooner or later. Yeah, the only thing I can see I might have trouble with is this side is going to be against my body. And I have a feeling this wool is going to probably wear down quite quickly. I don't think I'll have a problem with these two things, the drizzle stitches with the beads on it, or this ribbon flower. I don't think that'll be too much, but I think this wool we might run into problems with that. But again, I know the person who made it, so yeah. Now, what I was going to say is a closure. It really doesn't need a closure per se. However, I bought the clay and I haven't had a chance to make any buttons yet. And I'm going to try and do that on camera. However, as I said in my previous video, I sort of have something coming up that's going to be taking a lot of my time in the next few weeks. I need to move you because you're not where you need to be or something. And, or I'm not where I need to be. It's going to be quite time consuming for several months. So I will be in and out and back and forth. But if I can get an hour here and there, I will be recording and creating on camera. But I thought if I could make a button maybe here, and I may have said this before as well, I may just use a clay button as weight to help hold this down and not really worry about a closure that I have to undo every time I want to get into my bag. However, that being said, being that I'm going to have credit cards in here and, you know, my bank card, my medical IDs and stuff like that, I may try and figure out if a button down here would be better and put a little loop here and just, you know, have a way of looping it. Haven't decided that yet. I'll get to it when I get to it. Okay, so I've pulled out our Stitch the Seasons. Now I gotta push it back up just a teensy bit. I still need to be able to see you. You need to be able to see what I'm doing. Okay, I'll have to jump up. I crane my neck a lot to see if I'm on camera when you're up that high, but alrighty. So I stitched just now, before I came on camera, I stitched these two little pieces that were floating around my desk. I just put those there, and I want to put something in the middle because I meant to push them together, but it didn't work that way. So I have this really pretty bead. It looks like a marble. But anyway, I have that, and I think I'm going to put that right there. What am I going to sew it with? I hear my dryer upstairs. I meant to go upstairs and empty my dryer. It's just sheets. I don't care. The husband can take those out when he comes back from his walk. I'm looking around for the thread I want. Sorry. I know I'm not being very proactive here. It's going to be one of those. I warned you, take a project out. and figure out what you want to do. What is this? Silk. I found silk thread. I found 2 silk threads. I didn't even remember that I had silk threads. So yeah, that was interesting. Beads. I'm just going to, I think I'll just use the cotton thread. Okay. For the time being. Yeah, it's just sheets in the dryer. So, and I had to wash that other book cover, not the dragonfly book cover, but just the quilted one, because the scent, the perfume scent on that thing was just, it was making me not feel very well. And it really needed to be washed. I think it came out all right. I grabbed it out of the washer, threw it on top of the dryer, and I'm not getting a knot here. So we are going to, well, I heard the husband come home. He's home from his walk. Well, that was bad. Make a knot and get all kinds of crummy stuff at the end. Okay, Martha, get on with it. So I hope this finds everybody doing well and enjoying whatever you're working on. We have the whole month of February still. Oh, gosh. I'm having a tough time today. Bear with me, please. Yeah, the whole month of February, but I feel like this is very close to being done. And being that I'm going to be a little bit preoccupied, where's the hole on this thing? There it is. For the time being, I think that it's probably good that I'm almost done with this one, and then by the time March rolls around and I have the opportunity to start the spring one, which I think I found some different fabrics I'm going to use. I bought a little pack of fat quarters that I really like, and I have some other fabric to sort of coordinate with it. I don't know. I have to look at it again and decide if that's really what I want to do. And this needle's a little thin for this. I need this to sit just right, so I'm trying to get it to go the direction I want it to go in. I lost my train. My train just derailed off the track for what I was saying. I think that in 4 or 5 weeks, things will be a little more settled and I'll be able to spend a little more effort getting the spring one started. Or I might just cheat, which I know Corrine does. She, you know, works on her stuff ahead of time and films ahead of time. So that's always a possibility too. Although the distraction that's coming up is going to start tomorrow. So it doesn't give me much time to do very much. But we shall see. All right. I gotta stop doing that. I took the tablecloth off the table. I'm going to see if it causes too much glare or if I don't like it because when I set things down, it's going to make noise. I could put a mat beside me. That would soften it a little bit. I'm trying to set them on this mat, which is a piece that I cut off. I cut this big wool mat in half when I got it because it was just too big. It was too big to sit on my lap. It was too big to fit in the van. It was too big for everything. and I cut it in half, and I cut the half into a couple pieces, and the smaller half is over with my iron on it, my little tiny travel iron. Okay, so shut up. let's keep going. Alrighty, so I have these beads. I just don't know if they're too turquoisey. Like when I put them next to that blue, I like them, but when I put them out here, I think they look a bit turquoisey, and I don't want it to go in that direction. So I have some other beads here. Some silvery ones. These silvery ones are very cheap. You can see they didn't get, I don't know if you can see that or not. Going down. They didn't get the glittery stuff all over it. There's a lot of white showing, like right there. Hold still, maybe they can see it. Anyway, yeah. So, like right there on the end too. Right there. Right there. See all that white? Yeah. So, going back up. Ooh, lots of moving around. Apologize. Oh no, where'd my thread go? Ay, ay, ay. Rethreading. Alrighty, I think I just want to put a couple around. And then I'm just going to do some more beading. So like I said, I hope you're working on your own project, because this is what being in the basement does to me. I was afraid that I might have problems with this. I don't know if there's some sort of mold somewhere down here. There's nothing we can see. But there was some mold in another part of the house when we bought it, because the wonderful inspector didn't catch that there was mold everywhere. And oftentimes when I come into the basement, I have a difficult time. So we shall see. It'll be interesting if this ends up being where I stay or not because of that. But I apologize for sneezing. And now sniffling because, you know, now I'm going to have to sniffle. Okay, so I'm going to try and get a part that doesn't have a lot of white showing. Not easy. But I want to use them in here, so that's why I purchased them. It's a very pretty day outside today. Oh, Martha. Yikes. I can tell I haven't stitched anything in a while. You know when you don't do anything for even a few days or a week because of whatever, you're busy? I mean, I know some of you stitch religiously for hours a day, and sometimes I do too. But then, if I don't, it's like this huge mess when I try and do it again. Now, again, trying to get the silveriest side up I can find. It's like between not filming and not stitching, I'm all out of whack, where I'm usually pretty wackadoodle. I'm going to have to remember to bring a box of tissues downstairs for my sneezing fits. But now, before I had the this table out in front of a window, which is just to my right over there, and I had the black table. Black table ended up being too big. I couldn't deal with it. I had too much junk on it. I thought I wanted the space to put stuff on it, but really the stuff was overwhelming me. Now, if I could get that side up on that one. That would be beautiful. And so I switched out to the table that I was using upstairs in the bedroom and that I've been filming on for, I don't know, a couple years now. A year, maybe. And I brought that table back in here. And I just took the lace tablecloth off because whenever I spill beads, which was happening pretty regularly because I was using beads regularly. Come on. Come on. You've got this. Oi, oi, oi. That side. Except that side has a... Okay, perfect. Stay there. So anyway, I switched the tables out, and this one fits beside the window because late yesterday afternoon, the sun was coming in that window and shining all over the table when I was filming about the book cover. And, oops. And so I, sorry, had to stick my tongue out in order to get that to come up the right place. You know how that goes, right? Don't you stick your tongue out when you want something to be in the right place? Tell the truth. Okay. So I was able to move all that around between this morning and this afternoon and get it right. I will be right back. Better. I won't tell you all I had to do. That would be TMI. Okay. So I'm going to leave those three right there. Happy with those there. And, oops. Now my husband needs to come back downstairs and take the ladder out of here that he put in here just before he went on his walk to hang something for me. And he left the room and left the ladder. And it's a very large ladder. Excuse me. So now I have to walk around it. Okay. So those are there, along with a bunch of sparkly flowers. I've done a lot of beading in here in the center of these flowers. I don't know if I showed you that, but those are all done. All different sorts of beads. These are silver, these are iridescent, blue, iridescent, and my little leaf beads here that are there. Alrighty. I don't think there's anything... I'm looking through my box right now. I don't think there's a whole lot of other things that I wanted to put on here. I don't think I'm missing anything. I do have these, but you have to put them on like in strips to sew them down. So I don't think they'll be going on. So, let's see. So I think I'm done with those, which means I'll probably be spilling them all over the place. We'll put a few beads in here, and I'll just spread some around here and there in the other places. Here, there, and everywhere. I don't think I have many colors of, many other shades of blue beads. I have these sort of denim-y ones. They look like denim to me, but I don't think they really go. So I'm going to just try not to spill those, try not to unthread my needle, and decide where I want some more beads. I also want to do some stitching down here on these here. All these little blue, I think they're supposed to be blue and silver leaves, but they almost look like ivy, the way they're shaped. And I just want to stitch over them. So actually, you know, I've done a lot of beading. Let me put those over there. let's do some regular stitching. We'll just do some of those stitches and see how that comes out. I want to start over here. Keep checking to see if I'm at least in frame. Now, do I want to do little bullions or lazy daisies? Well, I can do a backwards bullion. Try it. All right, I'm going to move some of this stuff away from where I'm going to knock into it and knock it over. In fact, I'm going to put those in a whole different bucket and get them out of here before they go flying somewhere. All right. Now, give myself space. I'll need space. Don't want them real large. This might be the wrong needle, now that I think about it. Don't know. Don't know how thrilled I am. It's not bad once I tack it down. I think once I switch to this other thread, it'll be better too. The other thread has shades of blues and white in between, so that might give it a little more. This is supposed to be a variegated thread that I'm using, but it's very much not that variegated. Not noticeably. I mean, that's more of a denim blue and that's more of a navy. There is that. So, yeah, I like that. I'm going to move that because all it's doing is causing me more. It's sliding around the, see, that was the problem. I mean, the advantage of having like a tablecloth on here was my mat didn't slide around as I was I think my husband turned the dryer back on. I hope the sheets were just not dry. And he didn't do it just because he didn't want to take the stuff out. That would be funny. I mean, the man knows how to do laundry. But I hear the dryer going again. Oh no, come on. That's the problem with textural pieces, is you have many opportunities for the thread to get. All right, I need to, you have many opportunities for the thread to get wrapped around the beads or sequins or whatever you've got on there, other stitches. You can become something. So my pieces, they did end up in the Liberty Town art, oh, I did that one backwards, art exhibit. I did not win any prizes, however, unfortunately. So, oops. So, yeah, I was sad about that, but I'm honored that I made it into the show. There's some lovely pieces. They did a video of all of the pieces in their setup. We did not go yesterday. Yesterday was the opening of the show. I figured if I didn't win anything, And I priced them pretty high because the art center takes 40% if you sell. And I wanted to make what I would normally sell them for even after they're 40%. So they're priced quite high. So I don't know if anyone will purchase them or not, but everything there is for sale. And you can actually purchase them online, actually. I mean, I get it. They have to photograph and list each piece for sale. I don't know if they ship. No idea. But yeah. So I'm good with that. Would have been nice to win the money. Prize money. But that's okay. Okay, come on, get in there. Let's go. And then whatever doesn't sell gets picked up at the end of the month. And then I have to make decisions about my own website and so forth. We'll see. Not sure where that's going to go. If anybody has any advice, not Etsy. I do not want to do Etsy. Been there, done that. Decided I didn't want to keep paying them to... I don't think I'll get that through there. I think this needle's... Yeah, that needle's the same. Shh, stop. The tablecloth might be going back on this table sooner rather than later. At the rate things are going. Okay, Martha. Just use the needle you were using. It was working. It's just a little bit big for what I'm trying to do. It's okay. Yep. So I will just be stitching stuff down here, either beads or stitches or, wow. That's if I can knot my thread. It just seems to be a constant battle today. And I'll be finishing this up and moving on to spring pretty soon here. I would love to move on to spring. It's a little chilly today. It's only in the low 40s, but the sun is out. And that's all I ever care about, is the sun being out. If you've been around for a while, you've probably heard me say that numerous times. All I care about is the sun being out. Oops. Okay, why are we knotting? It's not a knot that's supposed to be knotting here. Something's not right. Oh, no. Oh. Don't you just hate it when you're in the middle of a bullion knot and something isn't going right? There we go. Maybe. Please, 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 please don't be a mess. Thank you. Thank you very much. Appreciate that. It's not the most beautiful bullion. It's not the beautifulest bullion. But it ain't bad. when he's going to get a lot of exercise running up and down the stairs to talk to me. Or he texts me. Yesterday he texted me to tell me that we're going to need an intercom system. But when I'm recording, I don't want to be interrupted. But he texted me to tell me there were mourning doves on the bird feeder. I love seeing the mourning doves, but they are ground eaters. They like to eat the seed off the ground, but the squirrels eat all the seed off the ground that he puts down before the mourning doves can get to it. So we ended up buying an open flat feeder. And it has taken them almost a year, I think, since we put it out. Maybe. Or thereabouts. Maybe 6 months. Who knows? I might have done it last summer. I don't remember. And they're finally getting the hang of sitting on it. Mourning doves are rather large birds. They're hefty. They're hefty birds. And yeah, so when they sit on it, it sort of swings to and fro for a bit. But they're learning to eat out of it, so that makes me happy. So he was letting me know they were out there, and he texted on my phone. I'm like, cool. But I record on my phone. I was not recording when he texted that. But, you know, he used to just walk into the bedroom from the living room and say, what are you thinking about for dinner? And we decide what we would have to eat. Or, you know, what do you think about this? Or what do you think about that? Or what's going on? Or just checking in with each other, right? Or I'd walk out there and get my tea and get my afternoon snack, maybe an apple or popcorn or whatever I'm eating. If I have a snack. I don't have a snack every day. And we check in with each other. Now he has to come all the way downstairs. And I have to run all the way upstairs to put the kettle on. Or I like that. I think I might have to put the stem in there to make it make sense in silver. Maybe that's what I need to do. Yeah? Maybe? I don't know. I'm going to put, there are some very, I don't know if it's going to show. Move the light a tad bit closer. Where was I? Right here. There's some very light blue berries around this branch that's sticking out, and some white ones. I may just come up through here and put a few little knots. Not bullions, just knots. There we go. Just for the fun of it. For my life, I can't remember the name of this knot now. It's not a French knot. It's the other one. The other one from a French knot. Colonial. It's a colonial knot. That's what it is. It's from the colonies. No. So this thread changes shades, colors. No, shades and colors, because it goes from blue to white. But it changes more often than that other thread I was using. So that's kind of fun too. I love threads that change color. And in my spring, spring piece, I am going to be using, I think, yellow, a lot of yellow, and probably pinks and stuff like that, blues. I love yellow and blue together, but probably multiple colors. I'm not going to restrict it to like blue, silver, and white like I did this one. I'm going to use multiple colors, because to me spring is a very colorful time of year, but because the hyacinth bushes bloom, and I feel like, you know, daisies come up. I think yellow is a really fun color to go with for spring. Please, come on. Oh, well, we're going to have to, we're going to have to doctor this one up. Or take it out. I don't know if I take it out if it's going to work either. Let's try. See if we can fix this knot. Or if it's knotted for life. It might be knotted for life. Might be. But anyway, ooh, maybe. Ooh, that one came out. This one might be, and they're kind of tight. But anyway, so I feel like yellow is going to be a very fun color. And I think it's going to remind me of spring more than all. Like, I was struggling with how to separate spring and summer in my fabrics. And when I bought this fat quarter pack, I decided that I think I want to go that route. Which reminds me, I heard a rumor. Don't quote me on this. If you're in the United States, I heard Joann's might be filing for bankruptcy. And I kept having this feeling because it's very hard to walk. I'm going to cut that there. And I'm going to pull that back through there. And I will tie that down later. I mean, the front is a knot, so it really shouldn't come loose. It's not going to be washed and dried and all that. So I don't think it's going to be a problem. But I heard this, that they're going to be filing bankruptcy, and I hope they don't close down, because good Lord, I mean, if Joann's closes down, I'm going to be so upset. So upset. Because they have the widest variety of fabric around me. And they're not even that close. Takes me, probably around 35 to 45 minutes to get there, depending on traffic and such. So, you know, when I go and I find my deals, so I think I'm going to be making a trip to Joann's soon. And, okay, let's see if we can do this without creating havoc here again. And I'm going to be probably stocking up on spring and summer fabrics. Cottons, all cottons, but things with designs on them, you know, that I will want to use. I think they are talking about closing some of the Joann's that are not in highly populated areas or may not get as much business. So there's that. I think our Joann's, it recently moved. Oh, I say recently. It was BC, you know, before the pandemic, and several years, maybe 4 or 5 years before the pandemic. But they always keep the store really nice. But recently, every time I go in there, it's a mess. Like, there are boxes of things everywhere, but they're not getting unpacked and put on shelves. They're all over the aisles. It's almost a fire hazard. I'm a little surprised the fire chief hasn't said you need to get these things out of here. But they've been there for weeks. Like, I've been in there numerous times over the last couple weeks. Last several weeks. Oh gosh, I'd say at least a month, if not longer. And these boxes are just everywhere, and it's terrible. I mean, you can barely walk. And there's stuff running out of the shelves. I mean, I get a lot of my threads there, my embroidery threads. I get all my sewing thread there. Yeah. Just, oh, I hope they don't close. I hope they don't close. But that's how Hancock Fabric went out of business. You know, and Joann's is always doing big coupons. And everything I've heard says Bed Bath & Beyond went out of business because they were always offering coupons. But they didn't have inexpensive stuff to start with. I mean, their stuff was costly. And then they did away with coupons and they tried this join our membership thing. And they ended up filing bankruptcy and went out of business. Now, not Wayfair. There was a online, like, Overstock. Was it Overstock.com? Is now Bed Bath & Beyond. One of those. One of those became Bed Bath & Beyond online. I haven't even gone to the website to see if there's, like, even anything remotely interesting there. But anyway, to see if it's anything like the store was. But holy cow, I mean, you know, Joann's was always super deals. We get a military discount there. We get, you know, coupons to go there, 20% off, 15% off, whatever. Stuff is always on sale, but it's been a lot of that lately. Like, they've been trying to clearance things out of there, and I don't know if they can't hire the personnel. Nobody wants to work anymore. Nobody wants to work retail. And I mean, it's crazy how much stuff is laying around and how empty some of the shelves are. So last time I went, I couldn't even find anything I wanted. It was kind of sad. And then, like yesterday, I heard that the rumor on a certain social media website that said that they heard they were going to be filing for bankruptcy. Chapter 11. So if you loved your Joann's and there's stuff there you want to get, you might want to stock up. All right. Well, I'm going to leave that here for now and leave you on that happy note. Not happy at all. And I am going to continue to work on this off camera. And probably the next time you see it, it'll be what I consider completed. If you've stuck around, thank you very much. If you think you might want to, I'm twisted here and it's not pulling through. Anyhow, I will be back. If you would like a tour of the new craft space, it's nothing spectacular. It is my husband. He's right outside the window. So I am going to close this out now because it's about to get noisy. So thanks for joining me, everybody. I'll see you in the next one. Happy crafting. Bye.